Hey guys, so it is 11:50 actually at night. I put all the kids were asleep. They've been asleep since 9:30, but I just have a lot on my mind, and I know I've been promising to do more videos. And I just want to come on here and talk to you guys. I really want, my YouTube channel to start growing for different reasons, because I want to eventually start writing books, and I want to have a blog, and I just really want to start doing my own business and my own thing online and talking about like my parenting. And then I've been working with children for years, so I have a passion for children, so I still want to work with children, but I just really want things to happen. And I've been like looking at videos on the law of attraction, and I've been really following that lately and staying positive, and that's been working for me. I know you guys wanted a video on Dominick. I actually wrote a bunch of notes, and I was going to use those notes for the video, but I think I'm just gonna talk about it, because I just have everything in my head already about what happened. So yeah, when he was about 18 months old, we went to his doctor's appointment, and his doctor was saying that he showed some signs of being on the spectrum, and he did things here and there for me, and I thought, oh, he's just really unique, he's such a special little baby. And of course I still think those things, but autism never crossed my mind. Like, he spinned a lot. He would spin his wheels, and Lily spin, but she like danced to Elsa and Anna and spin, and he would spin and look sideways like all the time. He would spin his wheels instead of like actually playing with the cars correctly. He was talking at 12 months old. He was even saying like sentences like all done. I think he was saying more, please, things like that. And then after his 15-month-old shot, and I'm not saying it was because of shots, he kind of stopped. He didn't really talk that much. He was by himself a lot. He still wanted me to hold him a lot. Like, he was very much still attached to me, which I'm grateful for, because I know there have been a lot of stories where when their kids start to show signs of autism, they also as well start to lose some of their affection. And I know that's not always the case, but for some reason that was my biggest fear. And I know either way, if it would have happened, I would have gotten through it. It would have been fine. But for me, that was my biggest thing, is he's still gonna know. So yeah, anyways, I feel like the most important thing, in my opinion, about autism is there's different theories about having them grow out of their autism and things, but in my opinion, I learned, I became okay with it when I started to notice some of the signs, and I did more research. I became like, okay, he really could have autism, and I became okay with it, and I even became to embrace it. And some people want to understand that, but what I mean by embrace it is I began to understand his world. I began to understand that you are born with autism. It's who you are, and nothing is wrong with that. It's beautiful. They're still beautiful, bright, happy children that will still have an awesome future. They're just going to need that extra little help. And instead of changing them and trying to get them to come into our world, we need to learn more about their world. Because in my opinion, that's the full definition of autism, is they're in a completely different world. The way they see things, the way they view things is a different world. And I know there are some things they need to learn how to understand, typically speech and processing. That is the biggest thing. However, I really think it's more of us understanding autism as opposed to people that have autism understanding us, if that makes sense. And I really began to become very at peace with everything. That is how I will describe it. Very at peace. And I began to notice how other people view it, and how a lot of other people don't know a lot about autism, even in this day and age. Sorry, I was checking my camera to make sure it was still recording. But even in this day and age, not a lot of people know a lot about it. They say things like, oh, but he's so smart. Oh, but they do that. You can be smart and still have autism. There's a ton of people that their IQs are greater than people that are typical, and they have autism. And being smart isn't defined by anything specific anyways. Everyone is smart and has a certain amount of intelligence. So that statement in itself is just annoying. But anyways, I began to become very at peace with it. And then when he was in February, when he was 2.5 and he had his actual evaluation, the big test to see if he had autism, the doctor did confirm that he had high functioning autism. Now the doctor said his case was very unique because there's a lot of things about him that are atypical that he does, that are very typical of other children. And then there are other things that he does that are very unique, if you will, and things that children on the spectrum typically do. His repetitive behaviors. And the doctor did say how he was really, really smart. He knew all of his letters, all of his numbers. He even knew some Spanish at the time because he really gravitated towards Spanish videos. But a lot of people on the spectrum, especially high functioning, kind of have an obsession with letters and numbers, and that is what he was starting to develop. And he repeats a lot of words, and he's talking so much more, but it still is a lot of repeating in like one word type of sentences. But I am so grateful because he is talking so much more. And I did forget to mention, he ended up getting early intervention. He got a speech therapist, and she was amazing, and he really started to improve after that, especially. But yeah, after we got the diagnosis, me and his dad were very at peace. We already were at peace before the diagnosis. I think the thing that was more of a shocker was this 18-month-old visit. I just wasn't expecting it. I think that's why it was shocking. I didn't know much about autism. I wasn't expecting it, and I just didn't think it would happen that she would say that. So the actual evaluation, it wasn't shocking to me. We were at peace with it, and we knew everything would be okay. So then now he had his meeting, and they think he should do it 5 days a week, and he actually qualified as special needs. And I wasn't expecting that either. I thought he would qualify for services as a typical, which is fine, and I'm glad that he's going to get the help that he needs, and that he's able to qualify for the program. And so I'm actually really happy about that, and everything turned out great. I was going to talk a lot more about the signs and things like that, but I just wanted to rehash the importance of his growth, the importance of the peace that I feel in knowing that he's going to have a bright future, and just, being aware of everything that happened and knowing that it will be okay. I feel like that was more important to me. But I did mention some of the signs, and even when he was a baby, he was always very unique to me. All my children were. But he would not sleep at all. Like a lot of my kids, Lily didn't really sleep that well at night. No baby does. But even during the day, he was just so alert. And we thought that was a good thing, and it is. We're like, oh, most newborns are not this alert. And everything physical, he was always advanced on. He held his head like 2 days after I got out of surgery. He was already going like this. He started walking at like 9.5 months. he set up at like 3 months. Like physically, he's always been advanced. But everyone always said, oh, he's such a serious baby because he didn't really smile that much. He did smile for me, but I guess when other people watched him, they said he didn't smile that much. But nothing that much as a baby. A lot of it was just typical baby behavior. He didn't say mommy. He still doesn't say mommy. He's repeated it a couple times, but he won't come up to me and say mommy. And again, I'm okay with that because I know eventually he will, and he is very much attached to me. Like, he prefers me over anyone. Like, I'll walk in a room and everybody's chopped liver, so it doesn't matter if he says mommy or not. You know, I know he loves me. So, yeah, but I know I've been promising everyone that video, and it's kind of late. It's like midnight, but I just can't go to sleep, and I have so much on my mind, so I thought I would share that. And also just to share to believe in yourself and really just trust God about things. And, you know, I also don't want to seem fake. Like, I was worried and shocked when I first found out about it. I was very confused. Yeah. But anyways, I love you guys. Whoever watched this video, it's pretty random. And, yeah, just... I've really been focusing on just staying positive in the power of attraction. And I know it seems corny at first, but I actually have a story. I went to Starbucks, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was just having an off day anyways. And sorry, I'm just checking my camera again. And I really wanted Starbucks. Anybody that knows me knows I love Starbucks, and I was craving it all day, all morning. I was tired and frustrated. I'm like, I'm getting Starbucks. I went in line, and I realized I already ordered it too. And this way the Starbucks line is you can't leave. You're kind of stuck if you order. I realized my wallet was in the diaper bag. And I was like, oh. I was so frustrated. I was cussing. Something inside of me right before I got to the window was like, it's okay. You can get it after work. Calm down. It's going to be okay. Don't get frustrated. Like, it just clicked. I think I was watching a video the other day and it just clicked. And I just went to the window and I was like, I forgot my wallet anyways. I'll have to come back later. And I was saying to myself, it's okay, it's fine. The lady was like, well, we're just gonna throw it away anyway, so why don't you take it? Guys, like, I started crying. Something as silly and simple as Starbucks, I just started crying. And ever since then, I've really just been having a new outlook on life, to be positive. And when I first did the power of attraction and got into it, I thought, oh, well, nothing bad can happen if you're happy. And that's not true. It's how you handle it. You hear bad news, how do you handle it? How are you going to switch it around? And if you can handle it in a way that's like, everything's going to be okay, I'll get through this, I trust God. If you can do that, it will get better. And it's been working for me. So I came in here to talk to you guys about being positive and the story about Dominick, and just because it's midnight and I can't go to sleep. So thanks for whoever watched. And if you like these type of videos, let me know. I know I like doing day in the lives, grocery hauls and all that. But if you like sit down talk videos, let me know, because I would love to do those too. So thanks for watching, whoever watched.